people from the heavenly religions in a very unique and special way. Do you expect this to continue?
Well, for 3 centuries ago, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allotted rights not only for Muslim but also for non-Muslim.
Right.
In the Quran, it is clear in Surah Al-Mumtahina number 8, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will never ever forbid you of kind treatment and treatment with justice, especially with a non-Muslim, as long as they are living in peace with you, they don't attack you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes those who are righteous and those who are just. So they are really allotted to justice, to be treated justly. And the Prophet ﷺ said a wonderful hadith saying, من أذى ذميا فقد أذى الله. So whoever caused harm to a non-Muslim, as if he has caused harm to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Right.
And whoever من ظلم ذميا أو انتقصه حقه أو كلفه فوق طاقته فأنا حجيجه يوم القيامة. This is another hadith saying that whoever transgress a non-Muslim and even curtail his rights or violate his rights or take anything against his will, Prophet ﷺ will be against him on the Day of Judgment. So this is like the foundation of Islam, how to treat them.
Right.
They have many rights.
Right.
And maybe number one, I would like to really shed the light about it, is no favoritism in Islam. Because I guess they might suffer from this previously. No favoritism, that means the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever hire someone who is incompetent, and suppose this is incompetent, he is a Muslim, instead of hiring a competent, it could be a non-Muslim, he deserves the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we can start by applying no favoritism, there are equality, there are equity, they are treated with equity, equality, regardless of the color, of no discrimination whatsoever on every level. Regardless of the race, of the color, and we know that Islam, this is the main criteria in Islam. The only criteria of discrimination in Islam is لا فرق بين العربي إلا بالتقوى. Is piety is the only criteria of discrimination.
Right. Dr. Magda, of course, Islam has an amazing history of tolerance. Lots of tolerance. For example, we've seen Islamic tolerance in the Prophet Muhammad, what he did when entering Mecca, for example. What happened to this tolerance? Because today we do not see this tolerance against Christians or non-Muslims in the country. There is no longer that tolerance. There are now rifts, there are sectarian issues, religious conflicts. Why have we reached this stage, and what happened to this tolerance that we had?
I guess this is out of lack of knowledge about the ruling in Islam, and we have many in the history, many examples how they were treated with justice and lots of tolerance, of course. I'll just mention about the Prophet ﷺ when he moved from Mecca to Medina, and he didn't say like we marginalize the Jewish or the Coptic, whatever the religion was, non-Muslim citizen. No, he dealt with them, he cooperated with them, cohabitated with them, and he signed a pact or contract. A pact between them is to live in peace, exchange trading, and even they exchange gifts together. They lived in peace, let's say. So it's not the concept of Islam to marginalize them, to like discriminate between Muslim and non-Muslim. No, they are entitled to many rights. Even the objective of Sharia, of Islamic legislation, is preservation of the religion, freedom to practice the religion, freedom to build the church, freedom to even if a Muslim marry a non-Muslim lady, she's allowed to visit her family and of course to practice her religion freely. No compulsion in Islam. And among the objective of Sharia also is to preserve their wealth, even if this wealth is illegitimate to Muslim, such as alcohol or pork. Still, we have to preserve their wealth.
Their income, right.
Preservation of their honor. This is number one. وَلَقَدْ قَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وَحَمَلْنَاهُم فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَرَزَقْنَاهُم مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. Until the end of the verse of the Quran, saying, قَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, we honored the son of Adam,
Right.
not we honored Muslim. So we have to preserve their honor.
Right.
It means it is forbidden in Islam and it is haram in Islam to backbite them, for instance, to defamate them. Defamation is haram. Slander them. All of this is for Muslim and non-Muslim.
Right.
Moreover, Islam also give them right what we call حق الشفعة. And I'd like to highlight this because few people know about it. Is حق الشفعة, that means if we have someone wants to sell his property and his neighbor is non-Muslim. Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this non-Muslim right that override the Muslim to buy the property, and this right come prior to the non-Muslim.
Right.
Because he's a neighbor, whereas the other one is not.
The neighbor, right. Dr. Magda, also because we're running out of time, I want to speak about the issue of the Egyptian national unity. We have seen Egyptians unite in several fronts from the 1919 revolution until the January 25th, 2011 revolution. We saw Christians and Muslims walking hand in hand, the cross and the crescent side by side, the priest and the sheikh. We've seen all of that, and this was the spirit, really. What happened to this unity? Does it again go back to the lack of knowledge or the lack of understanding of religion, or how have the rifts worsened over the days? Yes,
they have to realize that this is they are going out of the way. I mean, they should be they should contribute for. Actually, they have to work, exert their effort, all their effort to contribute for the to develop the country, instead of listening to rumors and listening to misconceptions. I know we go back to the history how when the Tartar attacked Syria, for instance, the famous scholar Ibn Taymiyyah, he went to release the prisoners there. Well, the governor said, we release only the Muslim prisoner. Well, Ibn Taymiyyah protested and insisted that even non-Muslim and Muslim should be released, or none of them will be released. Right. So they were united together. They there was fraternity between them. Right. So this is what we have to build up. Actually.
Absolutely. Dr. Magdah Amer, I'm afraid we ran out of time. Dr. Magdah Amer, caller for Islam, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much, ma'am.